years and years, probably the best part of 20-30 years, I've wanted to stop here, not to stop and have a gawp at this signage here, which is based quite well actually on the famous King John's Palace, the remains of which is just over there, once visited and dug up by Channel 4's Time Team a number of years ago. What I want to look at is some of this stuff. This is rosemary, and I'm hoping that on the 2 clumps of rosemary that's here, if poor old rosemary can be in a clump, I'm hoping that there's a rather infamous and hated beetle. Well, the shrub on the right of the screen, nearest the screen, is the beautifully scented and fragrant rosemary. I do like rosemary. It's one of them shrubs I think everybody should have in the garden or in a pot on the yard, because every time you brush up against it, you get that beautiful smell of rosemary. Now, as nice and attractive a shrub as rosemary is, there's an even more attractive beetle. Well, at least attractive to me. I can tell you now, it's not liked by gardeners. And here it is. Of course, I've brought you to another rather noisy roadside location, but this is the Rosemary Beetle, Chrysalina americana. As you can tell from the name, this species isn't a UK native. It was imported from the Mediterranean, I believe, a number of decades ago. Got a foothold and now has an even larger foothold. But it is a beautiful beetle. And to be honest, although gardeners will panic over this or over finding this, populations are never anywhere near large enough in my experience to get alarmed about or concerned about. Typically a large bush of rosemary is more than capable of supporting a dozen or so of these beetles throughout the year without ever even noticing that they're there. Indeed, these aren't as obvious to see on your rosemary as you may think. They are sort of dull and brassy coloured, but photographs will show just how beautifully striped these beetles are. But they spend all of the time usually tucked away in amongst the leaves and the side shoots, often in pairs or groups of 2 or 3. But it's a lovely thing. It has a bad reputation and has caused damage in huge numbers to sort of professional growers of rosemary and lavender. It will turn up on lavender. So next time you're walking the dog around your local neighbourhood and they've got a rosemary sticking out of the front garden, have a casual look near the top of that rosemary, or just tucked in a few inches down the side shoots. There's probably going to be 1 or 2 of these.